somehow tried to push for a general election. But really all eyes, I think, on Brussels now as to whether and how long the delay to Brexit that they will grant. How long will it be? How long will it take for them to say what they are willing to do? Let's get some immediate reaction from the Conservative MP, Gillian, who is with me now. What do you make of what has just happened?
I think actually it's excellent news that the Prime Minister's deal has gone through. So I think that, and by 30 votes, so that is probably better than we were expecting. And that for the country is really the most important point, because if that hadn't have gone through, then basically it would have meant we don't have a deal after trying several different deals. So that probably will give also our European friends some hope that actually there is a deal that can get through this place. In terms of the timescale, it's disappointing because actually I read this thing last night, 110 pages. It's not dissimilar in almost 90% of it is the same as the things that we've been reading for the last few years. So actually what I really think is going on in the House of Commons is the last people who really do want a second referendum who actually are still not willing to accept this deal. And this is their basic, their last kind of stand. And I think it surprised everybody that Boris actually got a deal. And I think today it will have surprised everybody that not only has he got a deal, he's got a deal that has passed through the House, albeit we still need to now have some more clarity on what happens with timescales.
And what do you think, what would you hope that the EU would do now? Given that Boris Johnson has written that letter, he had to, under law, to say that he's requested a delay to Brexit.
I'm a reasonable kind of person, so the way I would approach it is basically say, you can have another week and that's it. And then, we have to sit night and day. The Lords are willing to sit at the weekend. We've spent enough time talking about it. We do have to make some decisions, and sometimes you just need that pressure of time to do it. We've left it all to the last moment, like, as usual, I guess, as people do with their big things that they need to do. But
did Boris Johnson sit down with Jeremy Corbyn? The Labour leader said, I'm willing to work with you to get forward a reasonable timetable for this.
I don't think he is. Jeremy Corbyn just wants, well, I don't know what he wants, but most of his Labour Party wants a second referendum. And that's abdicating our duty. As MPs, we come here. This is a very difficult thing to do, and it is very complex. No matter what people say, it is very complex. It's almost whole economy stuff, and international trade is a huge, huge factor in it. So it's abdicating our duty as MPs. We get paid to do this heavy lifting, so we should do it. I don't trust that Jeremy Corbyn wants to get Brexit done at all. He wants a second referendum to basically abdicate back to the people, which would be so divisive, and I just don't think the country deserves that.
Okay, Gillian, thank you very much indeed. So all eyes will be on Brussels and also